Welcome to the Fit Femme Project Alignment Podcast. It is here that we cultivate and gather all who have been through it in fitness, relationships, careers, lifestyle changes, and unforgettable crucial life pivots trying to achieve their most sovereign selves. We're here to provide you with thought-provoking, detailed stories and information from truly fascinating men and women from all walks of life, professions, generations, and modern-day sagas who speak to their rawest, darkest moments that made them the strong, decisive, humble, helpful, healing people that they are today. We ask them to hold nothing back because life is a multi-dimensional pursuit to be stronger, healthier, and more aligned mentally, emotionally, and physically. Let's go. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the FFP Alignment Podcast. With me, as usual, is Coach Lindsey. Hi.
Hi.
I already asked you how's it going, but I got to ask you again now that we're recording.
It's going. It's just, it's a bit of a trudge. Some days are more strolly. Some days are skippy, right?
Is this today a skippy day?
No, today's a trudge. Today is a weighted hike through, but it doesn't matter because the same stuff happens regardless.
Yeah, I get that. You know what I just remembered? I get to see you in a week and a half.
I know. I keep as I get nerves and stuff because I'm pretty sure you're the only one other than Matt and my girls that I know that will be there. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll have somebody there that's a girl, an adult girl, that can be like, your hair's weird, your suit's tied crooked, just those little things.
Because I'm a professional at these things now. I've been to two.
Exactly. Yes, you are.
I know what I'm looking for. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure Mark will come. He probably is kind of, because it's crept up. That date has kind of crept up. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to Memphis. He's probably completely forgotten about it.
Possibly. Yeah.
But no, I keep remembering to remind him and also forgetting to remember to remind him. So
I know.
It's not that big of a deal because it's only like the 2 days, like 48 hours. So
yeah,
it'll be fun. If all else fails, it'll just be me.
Just you with my family.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
And I'm like already part of that. So
exactly. You're already integrated.
Well, anyway, it's been a minute since we've recorded.
Yeah. Has it? Yeah, not last week.
We had a couple of weeks off, so I thought I'd give you a break. I'm just kidding. Well, no, I just had a couple of them backed up and did 2 of them like myself, which was weird, but that's okay. I'm the star of the show anyway, so.
That's right. Meet your hostess with the mostest.
That's me. But okay, let me pull up my notes. Get into today's topic, which is like maybe your workouts aren't doing as much for you as you previously had thought. I think there's a lot of, that's a good way to put it, right?
Yes, maybe your workouts are a big part of why you never see results.
Yeah, because there's people who have, and that's the audience we're talking to, are the people who have the discipline of working out and doing it consistently and super disciplined and are otherwise like, that's down. Now I need to focus on this other thing to get the physique results or whatever results you're looking for. And
correct.
I do know, there's some people I do know who are like, it's generally the CrossFitters who are like so into it and so like, but they don't look any different.
Yeah. And that, that's a performance sport. And that is kind of what I want to talk. Cause or not anymore, but I was a CrossFitter. And I enjoyed it. It's very athletic. Like it's like I said, it's a performance type of sport where the concentration is on competition in your class or in your gym, and that's kind of the catalyst they use to push you to perform like at high intensity. And I mean, that's not really that different than other kind of group training.
Yeah.
I guess maybe there is some difference. There's like Olympic lifting paired with gymnastics, paired with endurance sometimes, body weight stuff, calisthenics. It's across the game. And I mean, for me, for a long time, it was a lot of fun. And group classes were how I got very consistent with working out. That accountability
I will say the
kind
same
of deal.
thing. The group
Yeah.
classes is where I definitely started to just get consistent with it. I'm on board with that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm not ever here to knock what someone is doing.
I am.
If it is, if it's working for you.
Yes.
Okay. If what you are doing is working for you, then it's working for you. And you can move on and, tackle another problem in your life. But for a long time, I was a nutrition only coach. Did you know that?
I don't think so.
I just coach people on nutrition because from personal experience and working with people, a lot of people did. Like they had a group class they loved, whether it was a boot camp or they worked out with a friend at the gym or they went to Pilates or bar, fill in the blank, jumpaline class. Like I've seen, whatever. And so I was like, okay, well, they've got workouts down. They just need help with nutrition. But when I stopped going to group classes in pursuit of more physique-based goals, and I mean, to be perfectly honest, not wanting to work out that hard anymore. Like
I'm on board with
the
that.
intensity level. I didn't want to have nerves every time I started a workout because I knew how freaking wrecked I was going to be after it if I performed it correctly. And being a coach, there is some pressure to do things the right way and not always be like, yeah, I'm not going to go that hard today. I'm not going for a 1 rep max. I don't feel like breaking my back today,
Right.
And so it just became worrisome to me. And then COVID hit. I was like, oh, can't go anyway.
Yes.
Kind of like in hindsight, that was like, so perfect for me. Sounds weird to say.
No,
but I liked a lot. I did like a lot of parts of COVID. I'll say that.
We got to find the silver lining in everything. That's all.
I'm a homebody. So I was like, don't mind if I do. But yeah. So, and then as I got more into focusing on the results that I wanted, to get lean muscle mass, which you would think CrossFit, or I used to really think CrossFit would be the best way to do that because there is a lot of heavy lifting emphasis. Not so much. Not the best way to gain lean muscle. And I've shared this picture on social media more than once, I think, but it was me probably 20 pounds or so heavier, muffin topish, and I always point out, and I think it's important to point out that, of course, everything's arguable, but not really. I was probably technically fitter
depending on how you define
my before picture, depending on how you can find it. I could lift heavier. I could run faster for longer. I could do more kipping pull-ups. I could do a muscle up. I don't know if I can anymore. Probably not. I don't care. But I could do snatches and clean and jerks. So arguably more athletic, more fit, but was not at all happy with how I felt and how I looked.
Yeah, I think a lot people in your category, physique-wise, would call that skinny fat, which sounds awful. But have you heard that term before?
Yeah, and I wasn't even skinny fat. There was some muscle underneath the fluff. But I have heard, and I mean that exists, and you see it a lot when women do things like fat, like extreme fat loss, like the super
Mm,
low calorie diets or Ozempic or Mounjaro, where they're just not eating, but they're also not doing anything to gain muscle, and honestly, not consuming enough calories and definitely not enough protein to add lean muscle if they were lifting weights. And
yeah.
so, yeah, you'll see somebody just get smaller and like, hangier and saggier, frail, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and
I
if that's a
know.
real, if you're not 22 or, like really young and still have all your collagens, that's some real shit right there. That when you just get skinny to get skinny, it is not, it doesn't feel that good. Doesn't, it ain't it.
No. Yeah, I do. The people I do know that do CrossFit, you're right. They are arguably more in shape than me, especially cardiovascular wise. But
Exactly. I couldn't
it's,
catch them if I tried.
yeah, and it's the same when I used to go to Ironman competitions where I'd be looking at these people that are doing CrossFit or Ironman or, these like extreme sports, if you will. And they just don't look like they would if I just saw them out on the street with a shopping bag. You know what I mean? Like they just
Hmm.
don't look. I mean, if that's not everybody has physique based goals, so we're not just
Exactly.
focusing on
And I
that.
think that's important
Yeah.
to point out that when you're in a performance sport, like
Yeah.
an Ironman, like CrossFit, it's freaking hard to diet. You're hungry. You are pushing things to a serious intensity levels. And I have had some CrossFit athletes that have crushed it. But we can't focus solely on just fat loss, right? We have to fuel these people to do these workouts because if that's important to them, it's important to me. And setting them up knowing like, okay, you're going to feel like trash at your workouts and you're going to see your performance suffer because they also like keep score in CrossFit and I don't want them to like freak out and see like their lifts start going down and their mile run times get worse. That's not going to be very like motivating to them to continue on. So yeah, it's not a workout. It's not a workout. It's not a workout like I used to think it was. Like, and then when I joined, also I'm a member of Planet Fitness, the gym everybody loves to make fun of. But guess what? I pay like $25 a month. I can take somebody with me at any time I want to any gym in the United States of America.
It's a good
And we
deal.
travel a lot.
Yeah.
So I need to have a gym. So it works, and they're really clean. It works really well for me. But as I started going into the gym and I would see like people working out, no, they don't know what, no, everybody does not have working out down. Just because you're going to the gym or you have a gym membership, you do not
Yeah.
necessarily know what you're doing. And man, I just see a lot of wheel spinning.
Yeah, that was me. I was that. I kind of was, as you were saying that, just thinking about that time in my life when I would walk into the gym with zero idea of what I was about to do, no plan.
Yes, and
And
just
I
like
was like,
start going
I
and
don't,
doing
what
weird
am I
stuff on
doing?
machines.
Yeah, just like, well, I feel like doing this today, so let's just do like that. But then at the same time, like, man, I should like find like a program that'd be so much easier. But at the same time, I don't want to be like stuck in a thing and not be able to like be flexible with it. So it's like, tell me what
Yeah.
to do, but also don't.
Give me some ideas, but don't hold
Yeah.
me accountable.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
the goal, right?
Yeah. And you see that a lot. And that's what I would see is just people in there in like form. We won't even talk about it, but like no consideration, obviously no forethought or planning. Just literally just get in there and just start, wherever the wind blows you with form, um, too light of weight, maybe one set on a machine and then you switch and then you go to another. Maybe you're doing and it's just like, man, you're in here. Your intentions, if you're in a gym, your intentions are to most likely improve your physique. And I'm talking more about plant fitness. There are definitely people that are like doing CrossFit because they want to PR their snatch and improve their Olympic lifts and just overall be healthier and increase strength.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people are working out because they want to improve the way that they look. And seeing non-planned out workouts that are like, I saw this on Instagram, or so-and-so does this for gorgeous glutes. And then they go in there and they do that workout one time.
Yeah.
And they never repeat it.
Yeah.
You know? And it's
or do
just
anything different. Yeah.
It's a waste of time and energy, and just like it's the car you ride to frustration of nothing works for me. No matter what I do or how often I go to the gym, my body does not change. And here we go. I'm like, is it my hormones? Is it my metabolism? Is it my thyroid? I don't, it's a mystery. Or the same thing for people that will really like, oh, I want to be long and lean. I'm going to go to Pilates or bar.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, it works. I'm sore. I feel the burn, which they equate to toning and sculpting.
Yeah.
Right. When it's that's not how the body works. Right. We don't get to pick the shape or like, if we want this, like if you just want a small muscle, you just want a small muscle that's really hard. Like you're chasing your tail. You're never going to get anywhere. You're either like muscles are either, and especially after you're 35, muscles are either atrophying, like they're going away. We're losing muscle mass, or we're maintaining it, or we're growing it. Those are your options.
Pick one.
Pick one.
Yeah.
And please never be afraid that you're going to get bulky. Unless you are doing some really good gear, like you've already decided you're riding the steroid train. Don't let that use any of your brain power at all.
Yeah.
God's already capped you, baby. You okay.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, we still have to talk about that, don't we? As far as like repeating it, like you're not going to get bulky, you're not going to get manly. No, that's not happening. Do you have from like a coach's perspective though? Because there's one person in particular I'm thinking of. I won't shout her out, but we all love her. She's an OG. She does CrossFit, and you know what I'm talking about,
Jessica.
No, I'm trying to like be.
No, she loves what she does, and she's rocking it.
Yeah, so she's like a good. Do you remember when she first started with you? Like what was like her? Did you have to like change the way she thought about things while still wanting to do the CrossFit and like because you know what I mean?
Yeah. So for Jess, she knew what she wanted.
Yeah.
And yes, she wanted a different way to handle her nutrition and still be able to do CrossFit. That's what she loves.
Yes.
That was like, and I mean, she does have accessory workouts where we call them her bro workouts because that's what CrossFit people call like body, like
just
splits,
weightlifting,
just lifting. They call them bro workouts. And I love when she does those. It gives her central nervous system a rest.
A break.
Right? Yeah. Because that's another thing with CrossFit is people get real addicted to it and they don't want to miss a WOD and they want to see their friends and, oh, I want to do this one or, oh, it's the open or it's a benchmark workout. And what we always have to remember is a stimulus happens in the gym, the improvement happens during recovery. So don't get a lot of recovery. And that goes with your central nervous system too. It's just, if you're working out CrossFit and you're doing it at the intensity level that they ask for, you're fried, right? 5 days a week. So I love it when she pops in one of her bro workouts. But what matters is what's important to the client. And so she does her thing and I work her nutrition around it. We have open conversation of, if you want to, lose some body fat, understand and she knows it's like her dad's like a dietitian too. Okay. So she understands the basics of nutrition, but sports nutrition and aesthetics nutrition are not school nutrition.
Yeah, the standard.
I know this all too well. And
Yeah.
and I mean, of course, her dad's however old. I'm 44 and use nothing of what I learned. So, things change and evolve. But just the understanding of it, we got to remember food's energy. When we have lower food, we have lower energy, and just letting her be prepared for that and making sure she does some self-care and recovery and doing what we need to do with nutrition to also respect her physique goals. Because CrossFit athletes have physique goals too. It's just, to me, it's harder to manipulate nutrition around a performance sport.
That makes sense because it's going to be different. Like, you want the performance aspect and then the physique aspect. And so those nutrition bits are going to be kind of different.
Because
if you were to focus
I'll
on
use
one
myself,
or the other.
Yes, I'll use myself as an example. I have the same workouts that I've had for the past 3 months. My overall calories, my macros, not my protein, but my carbs and fat are drastically lower than they were when I started this set of workouts 3 months ago, because I am in prep for a physique competition, right? Drastically. And so during that workout, my workouts, it's hard. I just got through doing a leg day. It's hard as hell. To even just meet the same weights. Right. And that's always my goal right now is I just want to, I did get a PR today. It was on kickback. So
what is it?
What
was the PR?
I did 60 pounds for 12 for three sets. And then I did 50 for my last set because my lower back was like, ugh.
That's usually the case.
But, yeah. And so when you think about that in a performance sport, when you're in a room with people, I just felt like doo-doo in front of Matt, and I was like, God, it sucks. And I have rest periods. You know what I'm saying? I just do my stuff, and then I rest and complain. In CrossFit, it's how many rounds can you get in 12 minutes? You have 3 rounds to complete, and we're going to time you, and we're going to put it on the freaking board, and everybody's going to see.
No.
So, you know what I'm saying? That would be demoralizing to me right now if I was doing my same workouts and I was being graded on time, intensity, and rounds in front of everybody. So it's just a different, you got to respect and be realistic about what is my most important goal, right? For me. And for me, my most important goal is my competition in a week and a half. So I just do the best I can and take my little rest. And if I was doing CrossFit, I feel very, very yucky right now. If I had to do this and run around the block in between my lunges and stuff.
Absolutely not. Cardiac arrest.
No, Pookie, no.
There was, oh my gosh, that reminds me. So this past weekend, Nashville had their marathon. We actually could see it from our window here. It was pretty cool. But there was this 26-year-old kid that died.
I saw that on the Instagram.
And no one knows why. He was on mile 22. He was almost done. It was so sad.
Mile 22. He had 4 more miles to run. Can you imagine somebody telling, oh, you're almost done, and it being 4 more? Rather, I dropped dead too. Yeah, that's just so sad. I'm assuming it was some kind of underlying heart condition. Has to be.
In his 20s? No, thank you.
Yes. How terrible.
I saw this video.
Running's hard.
Yeah, there was this video. It was really tragic because his family was there. They all flew in. And so the last video they caught of him was hey, yeah. And he was in good spirits.
No.
So sad. I don't know why I'm bringing this up right now.
Why are you? Because we're talking about running. Now, I do cardio. Don't get me wrong. I do my cardio. I do it first thing in the morning on a treadmill, walking on an incline for 55 minutes, 6 days a week.
I don't like that.
I don't like it, but I also I don't mind. I don't mind too much. I like it because I'm getting it out there. I'm yeah.
Oh, you're checking the box.
I am checking a box at 4:45 a.m. I'm
oh, Lindsay, stop.
I will never.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure you've come across clients that that come to you obviously for physique goals. That's 99% of people's goal, right?
Yeah, how they look and how they feel.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sure you've had people come up to you or start working with you saying like, I work out, I'm good on that, I just need the nutrition. But then you clearly see that the workout's like, you're wrong a little bit. How do you like work around that? How do you change your mind?
Just I am lucky enough to be in the position of honesty. And I will just tell them, you can continue to do your boot camp class and you will continue to see the lack of muscle growth that you've been experiencing for the last 2 years. Or you could switch your workouts and really focus on your goals and see if maybe, you can move social hour, because that's generally what it is. They're like, I love and that was me too. Like, I love these people. They hold me accountable. It's like, I've ever since I started doing this, I show up, and do this. And like, that's fine. But you have to pick a pill. Do you want the red pill or do you want the blue pill? Do you want to stay in your comfort zone or do you want change? You cannot continue doing the same thing you've been doing and expect change. Even sometimes with very purposeful and consistent adherent nutrition, the workouts do matter. It does matter how you work out. And I'm 100% working out just in general, any way that you like it is better than not working out at all. But if you're frustrated with the results, you need to be open-minded about changing the way you work out as well.
Okay.
And it's fun. Like it's fun to me. Like the way I work out now, it's easier on, like I said, my central nervous system, my shoulders, my back, my knees. The aesthetic results, inarguable, like way, 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 way better. It's much easier to manipulate my nutrition and still like live. I'm sore sometimes here and there, especially when workouts change up. You'll be like, oh, new movement pattern for sure. But there's not days where I'm just completely wrecked. And I don't miss that at all. I like being sore. I do.
Me too.
I love being sore, but not debilitatingly. Like I want to cry when I sit down on the toilet sore, which is a lot of what it is. CrossFit's just very like front body focus. Like it's like,
oh yeah,
it's the interior delts, it's the quads. That's what you see in a really good CrossFit athlete. It's blocked out waist. Yeah.
They're
right?
very square
because,
people.
Well, they do a lot of heavy lifting and bracing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm already SpongeBob SquareWaist, so that didn't help me at all.
Oh yeah, no, I could imagine that. But yeah, I'm currently sore. What I had to do, because my gym, that gym that I go to, that you've been to,
the one I went to,
it's like closed down still. And apparently they permanently closed it. I'm still getting charged for it because they have a second location. Yeah, Quantum.
I like that gym. Why'd they close?
I loved that gym. There was I think it was some pipe burst or something like that. So they're like, oh, we're going to have to fix this, blah, blah, blah. But then it turned into like, we're never opening this location again.
Oh, man, that's so sad.
Yeah, but I keep meaning to cancel the thing because I just got charged for it. Anyhow, so
yeah,
as you know, I've been doing my workouts at home, and I had to get. This is why I'm currently sore, because I had to get that thing.
What? Oh, you got you a little ball, little exercise ball.
Exercise ball.
It's probably not what it's called, but that's what I call it.
Stability ball.
Oh yeah. Almost called.
Okay, we're back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Something's always changes whenever we have technical difficulties, but I don't know where I was at. I was showing off my stability ball, my exercise.
Yeah, we're just talking about being sore, and I think it's a good time to remind people that just because you are sore,
yeah,
or that you sweated a ton or that you feel completely trashed, that is not an indicator necessarily, usually an indicator that you got in a good workout that, is going to progress you towards your goals. It means you had a new movement pattern. It may mean you had a good workout, especially being sore. Maybe you pushed it. Maybe you do what you're supposed to do. You overloaded that muscle group. But if you don't come back and do it on the same day next week, you're not going to get any bang for your buck.
Yeah.
And I think that is what I want everybody to understand, that the way to grow muscle, which if you say you want a fit body, that's what you want. You want lean muscle mass and to be lean enough, like have a body fat percent where it shows, where you can see the muscles. That's what a fit body is, right? It's a good amount of muscle mass and being lean enough to see those muscles. The way you get those muscles is by progressive overload. It's hypertrophy. It's growing the muscle. So you target the muscle and then you repeat the workouts. 4 weeks is like the minimum that's recommended to really get that work done. I've had workout blocks that lasted as long as 16 weeks.
It's a little long.
It's really long, but it's one of those things like, and I would definitely consider myself like a more advanced, like I'm not a starter anymore, even on my bro workouts.
You're off the bench.
I'm not a newbie anymore. And so like just truly understanding that switching it up, muscle confusion, keeping it fresh, that's all for your interest level. That has nothing to do with your physical progress. And so repeating those patterns, repeating those movements, that's what got me growth. That's where I grew my glutes. That's where I developed a set of shoulders that I'm proud of. All of those things, doing things like not totally, I mean, I was working out, but changing the way I focused during my workouts and gearing them and my nutrition towards what I actually wanted, even though I wasn't comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with it now. And I got my results. But I had to get out of my initial comfort zone, suck it up, and do what I needed to do and stop making excuses and justifications of why I could only do X, Y, Z. Guess what? It wasn't working for me anymore. And being able to let it go just really kind of, it just let me finally get there, right? Instead of, I don't like hanging out in a place of want. I don't.
Ooh.
That's not my favorite place to be. I don't like it any more than I like cognitive dissonance, where what I want does not match what I'm doing. That is not my jam. I want to identify my goals, and then I want the best plan to get there. I don't want to negotiate with myself, and I don't care how I feel. I want to execute the protocol to get there, and I want to get there. And then you make the judgment call. Am I happier? Am I satisfied with this? Was it worth it? And if it's not, then like, I'm going back to doing what I was doing then. But yeah, it's important to get there. That's the most important thing, is get to your goal.
Yeah.
And then decide, was this everything that I had built it up to be in my head? It usually is.
It usually is. I really like that, not being in a place of want. That's a good little reality check for us, the little hard conversations that you have to have with yourself. Is like, are you just like, meh. Like, okay, let's figure out if this is working for me, or figure out what I need to do, the plan, which I get can be overwhelming, but at least, I don't know, try.
Well, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Like unless you are a person who has literally never done anything hard before in your life, you have evidence that you can complete hard things. Have you, completed some sort of, some type of schooling that maybe was a little bit difficult? Have you maintained relationships over long periods of time? Do you have kids? Are they alive? You know what I mean? Like, there's things that you need to, like, be honest with yourself. Like, and I do get that a lot comes from, proof. Like, I've started a lot of different things and I have quit. And that right there is proof that you don't have what it takes. But that's not going to change until you just start. And that's when, I always want people to start right when they realize that. Start right then. Start like, what can I do? I'm like, okay, it's 1:44 on Thursday and I want this. This is what I want. I'm sure of it. What can I do? I can make sure I get in a gallon of water today. Tomorrow I'm going to get in my gallon of water and I'm going to walk 20 minutes.
Amen.
Just start when you feel like starting. It doesn't have to, like that lie you tell yourself about, oh, it has to be perfect, or I have to have a plan. Oh, I have to get the perfect coach. Oh, I need to work. No, you don't. Start today. Start with one thing you can complete today. And then roll that confidence into adding on something the next day. And rock that out. Rock that out real hard.
That worked for me. Yeah. That's exactly what I did. But that was a long time ago.
Yeah. And now you have macros and a water goal and a step goal and a lifting, which probably when you started would have made you like do the Homer Simpson shrink back into the bushes. Like, I'm not here. Never mind. But now it's just your day to day. This is what we do. This is the protocol. This is what I have to execute to pull that goal closer to me. So that's what I'm going to do.
Honestly, I think when I first started getting coached, if I had the workouts that I had were pretty like, I was like, this is it though. Like I wanted like the bro workout, and that's not what I was programmed right at first. Maybe I didn't express that properly, that that's what I wanted, but I expected it. So I thought it was like, I don't know, going to happen. So, it was going to be the nutrition and that stuff that's going to make me shrink.
I'm trying to remember where I started you out, because it's not like me to not start somebody out the road.
Not you. It was
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, that ain't like me.
You're about to find receipts.
That didn't like me to program you some jumping jacks.
It wasn't quite like that, but it was like pretty like in gym intro sort of workout. Oh, jeez. Anyway, yeah. Do you want to do your hot takes?
Oh, I forgot about that. Sure.
Okay, this is our Lindsey hot take corner, where I read.
I think I need a disclaimer.
No,
I cannot be held responsible. If you're mad at me about something I've said, don't tell me about it. I don't care.
It's just, there. That's the point.
Yeah.
Controversy.
Scandal. Oh, good. I love to be the center of some bullshit. Let's go.
So, no, I'll just read off a handful of this versus that, or maybe some things that people often say, and then, your response to that. Okay?
Okie dokie, little pokey.
I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's enough, right?
Yeah.
Couldn't think of any more. I even texted Rosita. I was like, help.
My brain will not do it.
I know. Okay. This first one is pretty common, like this or that. So it's like interval training versus steady state cardio.
You actually can interchange those.
Why? How? When?
Because for me, it's all about energy expenditure, and it would depend on the person's other lifting regimen about what would work best for them. So if I have a client that just does has 3 kids, works full time, and they have an hour 4 days a week to work out, I very well may program her interval training so she can get the same output for a smaller amount of time.
Okay, because I think that, that versus that is like the argument of one is better than the other. So
I don't know,
yeah.
not necessarily. For me, it's steady state. And it depends on personal preference too. Give me 55 minutes on a treadmill walking on an incline versus 35 minutes interval sprinting.
No, thank
I
you.
don't
I
want to do
agree.
that.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people who don't, haven't been educated through that, you think it has to be one or the other, and you think it has to be the interval training to get
Yeah,
results. That's
they
so
do.
true.
It's back to, well, and there are studies that throughout the day, like you may be like, because of that, like afterburn, you may expend a little bit more in the afterburn, but you expend more during the steady state, and it's a wash, like a lot of that stuff. It's like, it's not, it's not significant enough for you to do a form of cardio that you hate.
Right. It's not so wildly better or worse than the other that it's like, just pick one and do
And
it.
like for me, it's like my left foot will act up. I'm not trying to bother her. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you have to do what works best for you. But again, there's a place for that. Some people love hit.
Not this one. All right.
Not this one, but whatever.
But that you gave me some of that. I don't like it, but I do it anyway.
You're fine.
Okay. Next, when people say counting calories never works for me.
They have not done it correctly. Or they
Yeah.
don't like it. It doesn't work for you because you don't like to do it.
Yeah. Me either. I don't think anybody loves it. Well, I love what
I
it
love
does
it.
for me, but
I really don't. It's one of those things like, I mean, I wish I could eat like a crazy person and just go through the world shoveling junk food in my mouth. That's the truth. But it does not work like that. The same people will bitch all day about the American diet, the chemicals in our food, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a bunch of trash out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are your options? To gripe all day and never change, or to be like, yep, it's going to be really important for me to quantify and qualify what goes into my mouth, or I'm not going to be happy in my body. Like, just go with it. Just, you're fine.
Um, okay, I think this next one is what people often think, and then it in turn holds them back from progressing forward. So you can't make progress with at-home workouts.
You can to a point.
Yeah. What point would you
And
say that is?
it's if after, you're going to how much weight you can hold in your hands for your lower body is generally, the indicator of it's time to go to a gym or be satisfied where you are. That's always an option, is just to decide like this is good for me. I'm comfortable in my home gym. This is a amount of muscle mass I'm going to be able to grow here. And so I'm going to be happy. People never think about that option of being satisfied. But yeah, your lower body, obviously a lot stronger than your upper body. We're going to be able to challenge ourselves with the overhead presses, lateral, that kind of thing. With upper body, I think if you've got like a set of dumbbells that go up to what, like, I don't know, just depends. Like some people have them, like mine go from 5 to 50. So that's, it's a good range. But if I only have a 50-pound dumbbell to do squats, deadlifts, hip thrusts, I'm going to max out within like 3 months of training. And you're not going to get, again, progressive overload because you do not have the equipment available.
Yeah, I
I
agree with
work out at
that.
home. It's an
Yeah.
equipment issue.
Yeah.
But I have a full gym, like a literal full gym.
Right. Most will not have
Most
those
people
that
have
equipment.
dumbbells or, one kettlebell, a dumbbell,
Some bands or
a
something.
stability ball, a
A
band.
ball. Yeah.
And you can start there. And what I do a lot with clients is we start there. Maybe we start with bands and body weights, and we move to dumbbells. And then we have where they go to the gym, and they do their dumbbell workouts, but they do it in the gym to get comfortable in the environment. And then we move to it's the dumbbell workouts, but instead of doing squats with a dumbbell, we're going to add in one machine. We're going to add in the leg press, right?
Yeah.
And start progressing that way. There's all kinds of things, but yeah, you'll if you're getting it good, there will be a point where your home workouts will not be enough. When I say home workouts, you're limited. Your dumbbell workouts, your band workouts, your body weight workouts will not progress you any further. And no, you can't just add 25,000 reps and get. That's not how it works.
There are ways definitely to make it harder, but still, even then you get to a point. And I think a good distinction to make is why this fucker, I swear.
What is that?
Some motorcycle.
Oh, God, it sounded like they were like dumping out metal.
Well, I chose to live here. The other night, Mark and I, we started hearing tire screeches, which is not uncommon, but I was like, this is excessive. So I look out the window, and this idiot luckily it was late at night, not too late, but not a lot of traffic. This guy was doing donuts in the middle of the intersection. Well, this other car is behind him trying just to turn. It's so bad.
So stupid.
The tire marks on the thing.
Oh, so stupid.
Anyway, as I was saying, it's important to make the distinction of, why home workouts. Is it the fear of the gym, or it's just like, I just want to be home. It's better for my schedule. Like, I don't mind going to the gym, but this works better for me.
I have a lot of clients that do home workouts.
Yeah. And then I would say, like, because I want to be able to have my own at-home gym. Like, that's the goal.
It's so great. And I push myself in there because like I said, I go to Planet Fitness too.
Yeah.
But I will push myself in my home gym. I'm grunting in there. You can cuss in there. You can.
There's going to be no lunk alarm.
Yeah, there's no lunk alarm, and I'm just so much less self-conscious, probably because I'm used to working out in my home gym too. That's where I mainly work out. But yeah, I prefer it. I'm go out there looking raggedy as hell, and it's the investment of the equipment and stuff. It's so worth it to me.
Yeah, me too. That's why I got my little ball, because I can't do hip thrusts in that gym. Do you remember that squat rack
machine?
It is a Smith machine, but like the floor is too slippery for the bench to stay still. They did not think it out.
That's ridiculous.
They did not think it out. And plus the bench is a tiny bit too high, but it's doable. So I got this ball to do it. It does the job.
That kind of scares me.
What? That was not a fart. Oh my God.
Shoot. No, I didn't think that. I'm thinking about the ball shooting out from under you, but I don't know.
No, it's quite like stable. Like I don't have to stabilize myself. It could be a little higher. I could be a little higher. Should have gotten a bigger one, but it works. It does the job. But yeah, so I'm doing little investments too. Okay, next. We kind of talked about this. I was going to bring it up, but I kept my mouth shut. I didn't sweat, so it wasn't an effective workout. That's a big one.
Yeah, I used to feel
Mark
like that.
still thinks that. Mark, I gotta knock him upside the head.
People still wear those little suits that make them sweat. Those little plastic suits.
I'm only going to do that if I have a hangover.
I don't even know what to say. Right? It's just not true.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like if it was a good workout, then concentrate on, did I progress? Did I lift a heavier weight? Or if I can't add a heavier weight, did I add a hold at the top of the rep? Or maybe some tempo? Did I control the negative this time? Like, especially upper body, it's sometimes hard to just keep going up in weight. We're never going to get to a point where we're like, back squatting 1,000 pounds. So how do we progress? Well, maybe we change up the movement pattern. Maybe it's a box squat. Maybe it's a pause squat. Maybe we do a 3-2-1 tempo. There's all kinds, and that just adds time under tension, right? So it's the same weight, but now our muscles are underneath that weight for longer. So yeah, sweat is unfortunately not an indicator that you have made progress. It is an indicator that you got hot and you sweated.
Mm-hmm. I will say the opposite end of that. Before I really started working out, I didn't sweat. I was not
I'm
a
not a
sweater.
good sweater.
Yeah, but back then, even when I would work out, I'd be in my little HIIT classes, the little boxer size
Mm-hmm.
classes. I'd have a tiny bead at the top of my head or the nape of my neck, and that was it.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I
that's
sweat,
not
but
good.
it's not like dripping sweat. Yeah.
No, me either. I'm in a good medium, but I learned that if you're absolutely not sweating, then there's some like not blockages, but like the toxins aren't releasing from your body. So doing some sort of like eating better food
I
basically to help
sweat during
cleanse.
my cardio in
Yeah.
the mornings, and I actually dress for that. Like instead of being like, oh, I'm just going to wear a sports bra and a tank, shorts, I still wear like a pair of pants and a t-shirt so that I like working up a little bit of a sweat. I do like, you know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
don't, I know that that's just more for like feeling like I'm getting my body revved and going and getting my body temperature up and releasing toxins and getting everything moving and grooving. And then I think, oh, it's a worse workout if I don't. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's why I said that because it's like,
Yeah.
well,
Like I on purpose sweat during my cardio. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. This summer is going to be absolutely brutal. Mark's car doesn't have AC, and yesterday was kind of a warm day, and I'm like, honey, and the passenger side window doesn't roll down, and I was like, honey, I love you, but I know I'm going to be complaining this summer, so just ignore me. I'm gonna complain. He's like, well, all right, then I'll just like my mama said, if I don't have something nice to say at all, then because I don't have my car anymore, I wanted to get rid of my car payment, so we're just sharing right now. And he's had he's had that car forever. He's one of those people that will ride it into the ground, which my family is that way too. But the AC broke last summer, and I'm gonna be sweating a
Mm-mm.
lot.
That's a no for me, dog. I drive
That's enough
that thing
sweating.
straight to the car dealership. I'd give them a kidney. I'm not riding in that.
Yeah, me too. But
I'd be an
hey,
Ubering
yeah,
son of a gun.
I'm gonna be Ubering a lot. But if it's like, I have not got, let me take that back. That was yesterday when we were driving to trivia night. Otherwise, I have not left this apartment all week. So I'm okay.
You're okay.
I'm okay. I will go downstairs to work out. That's about it, which is so odd for me because I'm a homebody, but also an extrovert. It's weird. Okay. Last two. Last one is we've kind of touched on it, but this one is also an objection one. It's too overwhelming to change my lifestyle because of my family.
Yeah, it may be, but you're not going to get change until you move through that, and you don't have to do it abruptly. You don't have to do it rudely, but you do have to do it. You have to, again, start drinking water and be like, okay, well, that wasn't that bad. And it's going to make you feel better and have more energy. Add in 20-minute walks every day. What is your family going to say you can't go on a walk?
Yeah.
Right? Take them with you or don't. And then start doing that. And that's not that bad. Now I am going to start paying more attention to my protein. Your family, while they may not like to see you change, it's still not really up to them. Like you have a family, I have a family. I am still Lindsay. I am still a whole human being that existed before I knew any of them. And it's really important that I remember that that's that's a good thing for
Yeah.
me to have independent goals, aspirations, and things that I do solely because I want to. Because guess what? That's how I want my children to act too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to be a chameleon. I don't want them to be what everybody else wants them to be. I want them to do what's important for them, to feel like, yeah, I mean, this is my life and this is something that I want to do and I'm going to feel good. And I'm always perplexed. Like I understand, I guess, when people are like scared if somebody starts to lose a lot of weight, like they're going to leave them, that kind of deal. I guess I can kind of understand that. But who's right and who's wrong? Is the person wanting to improve themselves wrong? Or is a person holding them back for selfish fears wrong? There's not really an argument there, right?
Big red flag.
Then do what's right for you. And maybe after you get healthy and you don't leave them high and dry, they'll calm down.
Find out. It's worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mess around and find out.
Mess around and find out. It's the FFP motto.
Right? Or did everybody know that? Are the t-shirts printed yet?
Yeah. New merch coming 2025. Last one. Okay. Moderate reps versus higher and lower reps. Which we kind of talked about.
Yeah.
Again, it's like a better or worse one type of thing.
If I had to pick better or worse, I would pick lower reps, heavier sets.
Yeah.
Better. I like that. I think that's better. Because
it's faster too.
It's time efficient.
Yes.
It pushes you, right, to really load up that weight. And we know that progressive overload is what's going to grow the muscle. And like, just get in there and get it done. But I like both. Like I think that there's
a purpose for both. Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I said or added that one and the first one in, because I think people think that it has to be one or the other, you know? And it's not
I think if
true.
your goal is growing muscle mass, especially if that's your main goal, go lower rep, not have like 5 sets, like hit like 3 sets, reps between like 1 and 8, but it's also important to do it the correct way. Like don't use the same weight for 3 reps that you've been using for 15. Right.
Have some sense.
It's understanding the purpose behind the workout too.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Understanding the assignment.
Understand the assignment. Mess around and find out. Oh, I love it. That should be like your Instagram bio.
Yeah.
This is find out,
see, let's see about it. Let's see how you like it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me today. I miss our little weekly chats.
Me too. It was fun as always.
Yeah, same. I started my period yesterday, so I'm emotional.
Okay, there we go.
Well, anyway, thank you everyone for joining us as usual. Until next time. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the FFP Alignment Podcast. Please support us by downloading, rating, and recommending us to your friends and family. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at the FitFemme Project. That's FITFEMME Project. And for those of you looking to find their essential balance of lifestyle and fitness, book a free consult by going to thefitfemmeproject.com. That's FITFEMME Project.com and click Apply Now. Until next time, this is the FitFemme Project Alignment Podcast.